Who's the best player to ever don an Orlando Magic jersey?
Yeah, that's tough.
It is.
It ain't tough for me.
Oh, all right. For sure.
I promise it's not.
So much wants to say T-Mac that 02 season, but it ain't. Shaq. Yeah, shout out Shaq.
ZZ, I gotta you being a Florida guy.
Florida. I'm from Virginia.
No, play up to the character, Florida.
Yeah.
Man.
Oh, all right.
Yeah,
I'm
Florida.
from Florida now.
What aren't the Magic your team now?
No, hell no.
You don't know ZZ?
God,
This is crazy assumption.
Ron.
Oh, I forgot. My bad. You're a Hornets guy.
Ron, I hate you right now. Like I'm physically like my blood is boiling at this point. Boiling over.
All right, so you being a Virginia guy. Who you rocking with as the Magic's best player?
I'm gonna lean towards Shaq, but like Swiper said, it is tough because my first memory I had was Dwight, because obviously when Orlando was at its peak, I was watching prime Dwight. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Shaq just because, I mean, he held his own in that finals against Hakeem for his age. Completely turned around that organization. The organization was an expansion team. Once Shaq shows up with his personality and character and production on the court, I mean, it just turned that whole franchise up. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go Shaq.
Yeah, he was better than Malone from 94 to 98.
No, he wasn't. This is nonsense. Don't start this again, Swiper. No, he was not. Okay, those was Malone's best seasons, but I want to stay on topic here. I do. I definitely want to stay on topic here. And Shaq is a better player than Dwight Howard. I won't argue that. You guys won't get any argument from me. Shaq, I'm a little bit biased when it comes to the Diesel. He's much better player than Dwight Howard. Dwight Howard played 9 years for the Orlando Magic. He's their all-time leading rebounder. He's their all-time leading scorer. He's their all-time shot block leader. They went to the NBA championship with him. He finished second in league MVP votes in 2011. I thought he should have actually won it. He was arguably the best defensive player. All of that was in the Magic uniform. Shaq only played 4 years for the Orlando Magic. That's basically a college career for Dwight Howard to do that double and to have the impact that he had on the Orlando Magic that he did. I mean, he got ran out of there, and it was just a bad situation after he had gotten ran out. But if you're talking about overall, I mean, longevity matters when we're talking about players playing for an organization, because it's the same logic when we talked about Dwayne Wade and LeBron James. James is a better player than Dwayne Wade. But if you think about what Wade did and what he meant to the Orlando Magic, I mean, I'm sorry, to the Miami Heat, it's the same logic with Dwight Howard. And make no mistake about it, Shaq is a much better player than Dwight Howard. Much better. But for what Dwight Howard did in those 9 years that he played there, I think he's the best player in the
Penny
history
a
of
shout out
Orlando.
too. Like Penny's not gonna get in the conversation. Like he's not
Yes,
gonna be
he
in
is.
the conversation. But you know,
Yes,
Is he though? Is he though?
His name will absolutely get mentioned.
He showed up in 93. He left in what, 90?
What did he do in 93?
He made the all-rookie team.
Okay.
Made the all-rookie team, 94. 90, I'm sorry, 93, 94. He made the all-rookie team.
Who got rookie of the year that year?
Who won rookie of the year? That was Chris Webber.
Chris Webber, right?
Yeah, that was Chris Webber's draft. I think it was either in 95 or 96. He was first team All-Pro. In 97, I mean, in 98 he made the All-Star team. He only played 18 games, so he wasn't really playing that much. So, from a talent standpoint, I know what you're looking at, Ron. I know you're looking at the straight baller, but you know what you produce in that organization matters. And I mean, for what Penny did in those 5 years that he played there, I mean, is that better than what Tracy McGrady did?
no.
Oh yeah, T-Mac is going before Penny.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Is that better than what? And I know you don't want to hear this, Ron, but is that better than what Nick Anderson did?
I mean, playoffs matter, right?
Jameer Nelson.
I could be that guy to say we just gonna talk about playoffs because
Playoff
we got
100%.
no
just talk about
playoff production from T-Mac.
We don't need to hate on T-Mac.
Well, I'm not trying to hate on.
We don't need to.
You're right. I am going that direction. But I'm gonna
Stop
stay
right
on that.
there, Ron. That's not true. That just because they didn't get out of the first round, it ain't like Tracy McGrady averaged 30 a game in the playoffs.
Okay,
well,
but
there was that one series against was it the series against the
Bulls?
Pistons?
Where they blew the
lead, but T-Mac was like, it feels good to be in the second round finally, and then the Pistons were like, let me shut all that shit down
Yes,
and locked
that's
his
exactly
shit
what
up.
happened.
But
Just-
like
but
you
see,
said,
y'all take when somebody makes a statement like that amplifies the loss. What he said in the cameras has nothing to do with the loss.
well,
You know what I'm saying? That doesn't make losing the series worse.
in this instance, though, in that instance specifically, he literally hadn't been to the second round yet and went up 3-1 and then made that comment. And the Pistons heard that and said, oh, you think you made the
series wasn't over.
The series wasn't
I
over.
understand that, but that doesn't amplify the loss.
In fact, it does.
It does.
It does make it
100% does.
No, it does not.
That you yap during the series and still lost.
You're supposed to yap during the season. I don't know what's wrong with y'all, but when you're playing basketball, you're supposed to talk shit.
Okay, right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's fine.
All right, I get that part.
You didn't get the job done, but that doesn't make it like a loss times 2. It's not an XL loss.
Well, after that statement, they lost what three straight games after that statement,
and you wasn't yapping like that when y'all was up 1-0. You wasn't yapping like that.
That's
when
what
y'all was
Jordan
up
said.
2-0.
He should have been. I'm the type. If I'm gonna talk shit while we up, I'm gonna talk shit while we losing. I'm gonna talk shit while it's tied. I'm gonna talk shit at halftime, timeouts. So it doesn't matter if you beat me, whatever. I still feel the same way.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I can't argue that.
But hold on, though.
The best Magic is Dwight Howard.
You got Dwight?
You swayed me.
Dwight
You swayed me with the 9 years to 4. I'm gonna go Dwight.
That stuff matters, man.
It does.
Ron, again, I know how you feel about dudes being ballers. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you and say that Penny Hardaway wasn't fan. He was the evolution of the league guard. That's what we thought the future was going to be. He was the next Magic, 6'7", 6'8", get to the rim, pass it with the best of them, could score it. He was first team All NBA, I think, in year 3, and that's what we was looking at. But
and he's the only one to fade Jordan in the playoffs.
Yes.
In the 90s.
Yes.
Was the only one to lace up his foam posits that you guys love and say, yo, Jordan, come get a taste of this. Yo, Jordan, you want this? All right, I got you. Now take your bald ass back home. He was the only one to do that.
No, they got swept.
And then they got swept the very next year. Jordan was like, what was that shit you was talking?
Mopped out.
Okay,
they still beat him.
That's what I'm saying.
Two things can be true.
Two things can be true.
Two things can be true, though. Right. Two things are definitely true. I mean, they got
I'm saying that's the only person Jordan lost to in the 90s, right? That means a lot to me. When we talk about this, that means a lot. But I mean, we know it's not Penny in this. I just had to show Penny some love. I'm glad T-Mac was brought up as well. But I want to get back to Shaq and Dwight. And Chill, I want to ask you this question specifically. If you could take Dwight's career with the Magic or Shaq's career with the Magic, knowing what you know now, and you got a draft, and you know it's gonna all pan out the same. Would you rather those 4 years of Shaq, or would you rather those years with Dwight?
I'll take those years with Dwight Howard.
100%.
I'll take those years with Dwight Howard. Ron, I'm talking about it. We're talking about a guy. He had a 4 or 5 year stretch. He was the best defensive player in the game. That was going on, and he was a 20-a-game guy. Is he the player is he the offensive force that Shaq was? No, he is not.
Was he a better defender at that moment in time than Shaq was in the 90s?
Yes, he was. He was.
Yes, he was.
I'm just, we just not gonna downplay that Shaq wasn't holding it down in the key.
Yes, he was.
On the defensive end,
We're not gonna downplay Dwight just to put
Shaq
in the conversation.
I'm not downplaying Dwight. Dwight did what he did.
That defense isn't even comparable. It's not even close.
I wouldn't say it's not comparable.
I would.
Shaq's defense gets heavily downplayed.
Shaq ever the rim
It's
protector he
supposed
was
to get downgraded when you compare it to Dwight Howard.
Dwight Howard was,
in the Magic,
a
playing for the Magic.
monster.
Yeah, bro, Shaq was a monster defensive.
He wasn't the monster that he wasn't with the Lakers. That he wasn't.
So he was better with the Lakers than he was with the Magic.
Better with the Lakers. Much better.
I agree with that.
I do.
Much better with the Lakers than he was.
The Magic Shaq was moving his feet though.
Yeah, he was moving.
And he was still blocking shots. Didn't Shaq have a 10 block game? 15 block game?
Yes.
Come on, man. Y'all
against the Nets,
blocking shots.
His whole career. Look.
Derek Coleman got shit smashed.
Shaq was a better defender in the Lakers, right?
Correct.
And still, the Lakers Shaq still isn't comparable to Dwight Howard on defense. Still not comparable.
All right, fair enough.
And to not downplay what Shaq was doing, because again, I mean, them 4 years, so around 94, 95, I mean, they were a champion, they were a legit championship contender. They was in the NBA championship. And then the next year they were playing against the Bulls in the East Finals. They were a legit championship contender. I feel like the Orlando Magic became that eventually with Dwight Howard, where once Dwight Howard became elite at the big man spot, I think I'm gonna say probably year 4. Or probably 08.
So that's what I'm saying. It
07,
took Dwight 4 years to get elite.
Yeah.
Shaq damn near stepped in the league like, well, you guys get out the way. I'm up there with them.
That was gonna be my point. Like, we're gonna say he had 9 years to Shaq's 4, but if it took him 4 years to become elite, I mean, I guess he was there for the first 4 years, but it's
Maybe
like
3 to come in the league.
Okay, 3 years. So
Right.
then it becomes 4 against 6, and I'm like, I'm gonna take 4 years of Shaq over 6 of Dwight every time.
I'm not taking 4 years over Shaq over 6 over Dwight Howard. Nah. And the reason why I'm not doing that is because the 6 years of Dwight Howard, when you're talking about on the defensive side of the basketball, how good he was and how much better his offensive game got. Shaq, as good as he was in them 4 years, his best years was with the Lakers. We ain't really get to see.
Who played better in the finals? Their one appearance.
Shaq by far.
I think so.
Well,
I think
that's chill.
Yeah.
Just-
Oh, sorry, my fault.
because if he's taking 4, I'm saying if he's taking 4 and 6, like then we're getting playoffs. I think Shaq was a better playoff player, and then including in the NBA Finals versus Hakeem. So like if you're taking like sample size, well, one of them has 2 more years, but they both had the same level of effect in terms of team success.
Well, I'll give you the finals. I'll give you the finals in
Playoffs
'95. I feel like, well, I'm not going to go as far as to say the playoffs because Dwight Howard was dominant in the playoffs.
But he wasn't a better playoff player than Shaq was at that point.
I mean, when you're talking about what the Orlando Magic had done in the playoffs with Shaq as their main guy. I mean, let's see, 95, 96, even 94. They lost in Game 7. I mean, they were swept out of the playoffs 2 straight years. And Dwight Howard, I'm not thinking about what he was, and I'm not thinking about what Shaq was. Forget that point about Shaq being swept. Let's take that out the equation. The idea that Dwight Howard was as dominant as he was when I seen him in 09 when he played against Cleveland, in 08 when he was playing against Philly, right? So as good as he was and as dominant as he was, the any team that they played offensively, their game plan was planned around Dwight Howard as time went on. Now, don't get me wrong. I know that offensively, the game plan was around Shaq and for Shaq to be the guy moving forward. But when you talk about Dwight consistently, because when we're talking about all-time greats, consistency matters. And Dwight Howard gave me, of those 9 years, I'd like to think 7 of them. Because when he first showed up, he was rookie of the year. Let's not act like he wasn't rookie of the year like Shaq was. He was rookie of the year. But 7 of those 9 years.
How many years until Shaq was the top 5 player in the league?
He showed up in 92. Maybe 95. Probably 95. But by 95, I think Shaq was a
going
legit.
into year 3.
92, 93, 93, 94.
Going into year 3.
Yeah, but 95, I think Shaq was the top 5 player in the game.
And now I want y'all to take all biasness out, because I know you guys are all, for some reason, on Dwight Howard's cape right now.
Wait a minute. No, hold on, Ron. In 19, now that I'm thinking about it, no. Hell no. In 1995, so Lajuan, David Robinson, Lajuan, David Robinson, Malone, Jordan, Scottie Pippen.
Jordan wasn't there in 95.
17 games of MJ?
No, going into the 95 season.
Well,
that's right. That's
yeah.
right. No, Jordan's not in that conversation.
Yeah,
in 94, he was top 5.
Scottie was no better than Shaq.
Oh, God.
In 1995,
No, he wasn't.
Going into the 95, 94, 95 season,
no.
the dude finished top 3 in the league in
MVP voting. Yeah. And do the numbers.
Okay,
again.
so if not 95, when Jordan wasn't there, Scottie was clearly the better player. Scottie was
No, he
able to
wasn't.
let his win.
They won more games than expected. What did he win? 56 games that year? 55. They won 55 games without Jordan. He got the boost for being one of the best wing defender in the league. He averaged 19, 5, and 5 that year. Whatever it was.
I think 22.
Yeah, 22. That's good. Like, he was great, but he wasn't Shaq. Shaq was just like killing the league at that point.
Yeah. No, he led the league in scoring. I won't argue that. Shaq led
Who led the league in scoring?
Sorry, he was second.
He was second to David Robinson.
David
Yeah.
Robinson.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was second in the league in scoring.
And where was he at rebounds?
Top 5, I think.
Third, I think he was in rebounds.
Scottie was doing everything.
But the question
Not like Scottie.
was,
Well,
when
I would
did
say
Shaq
going into the 95.
when did Shaq enter?
What was
When
left
did
of
Shaq
the
enter the
championship
top
loss?
5? And I think about the players that were in the league during that time.
which makes it more impressive.
Malone,
Then Barkley was still in the league.
Malone. I don't know. Was Barkley a top
Shaq
5
was
player?
better than Barkley.
Well, I'm saying Barkley, yeah, but past
And what year?
93,
95.
Barkley started tailing off. But then if you get into, but if you get
I ain't
into
saying
MJ, Hakeem, David, well, I mean, you're a big Patrick fan.
No.
You don't wasn't the top.
Yeah,
5
we
player
don't
in
do that.
95.
I'm about to say the way he was talking about me.
Even though they had just went to the finals the year before in
He wasn't better than
'94,
Shaq.
But wouldn't.
it was closer.
So when did Dwight become top 5?
That's what I was gonna ask. That's a very
So
nice
the Dwight Howard showed up in
5.
04. He showed up in 04.
I'm ready for y'all to lie about this.
07.
When was
Oh,
Dwight
07?
Howard?
Oh, I was gonna say they're gonna say 07.
No,
Okay,
so
so
it wasn't in year 3.
so 2008.
Not my one top
When did he get
James, Bryant, Wade,
The
Chris,
Dirk,
Chris Paul.
Kevin
What
Garnett
year?
was still balling
Chris
at the
Paul,
time.
Kevin Garnett. That was
Garnett.
better than Dwight.
it was Dwight top 10 in 08?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was.
Yeah.
yes, he was.
Well, I mean, no.
I don't have a list, but I'm.
He was
pretty sure.
scratching that
He was
10.
probably on the back end.
He was scratching that.
He was probably on the back
In
end.
08, Dwight Howard was not better than Carmelo Anthony. No, I'm
Come
not
on.
gonna do that.
Was he better than Tim Duncan?
Come on.
In 08?
No.
Come on.
Mm-mm.
So the sound like Shaq has a lot stronger years earlier.
And that's my point. Like we're saying 4 versus 9, but like, how much are you valuing lesser quality years? is.
It's only two though.
Let's just call
But if we're saying he
it
wasn't-
T-Mac and move on.
Was he top 5 in 09? Was Dwight top 5 in 09?
I think he was.
So we still got Bron, Kobe, D Wade. They're guaranteed.
Chris Paul.
I don't think he
in the
was better than
conversation.
Chris Paul.
I don't think he was better.
What
than
year-
Chris
what
Paul.
year-
09.
It's a coin flip
We
with
still
him
gotta
and Chris
talk
Paul.
about Dirk too. I mean,
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
Dirk's
Oh
still-
come on.
Dirk. He's in that conversation.
He's in the conversation. I
He's
agree, but
100%.
I don't think
First team All NBA that
He was
year.
top 5.
He was the best
He
He was the
center.
best 5-man in the
Yeah.
game.
089, Darren Williams.
No,
Man, I-
no, we're not doing
no.
that.
Hey man.
And
Gilbert Arenas in 2006,
Salute.
yo,
Hell
this
no.
is Mike.
Oh, he said 07. He said 07.
06, 06, 07.
07.
okay.
He said 07.
I'm talking about like when Gilbert was like,
Okay.
He thought you meant 09.
My
That's
bad.
why.
My bad.
Yeah, he thought
My
you said
bad.
09.
My bad.
Hey,
I'm talking about the
Shout out
gold
to the
jersey. Gold
Yin,
jersey
Yin,
Gil. Go jersey
I'm
Gil.
still not feeling that one. But still.
It's less egregious.
Chill. He was top 5 in MVP voting from 08 to I think 2011. So that's
12.
Dwight. 2012. So are y'all valuing that?
I think he should have won the league MVP in 11.
I don't, but are y'all valuing that?
I mean, it's cool. I mean, the Magic were winning a lot of games, and he was their best player, so it makes sense
Yeah.
to try an MVP.
Mars, I think your logic is
He don't care.
Dwight Howard, because we're talking about that time when the big man was dying. So it might look like because the big man was dying that lessens Dwight Howard, when in reality, he still was that dominant
No, he was
amongst
great.
everybody else.
I just don't think he's as good as you guys think he is. That's been my. I'm not as high on Dwight as you guys. I think offensively, I don't know why people act like he's anything other than decent. I don't think he was good.
I think he was a good offensive player.
I think he was.
He was
horrible.
a
I think
pure
horrible
pay-
playmaker.
Is he?
And he was
Matter
a
of fact,
great
I know this
He
is a
was
litmus
horrible
test.
playmaker, I agree.
Is he-
Egregious.
Is he better offensively? Because remember, he was a pure play finisher
Mhm.
with a turnaround in the hook.
Mhm.
Was he better offensively than Anthony Davis was from that 16, 17, 18 run?
No, he's not better than Anthony Davis on offense.
No, no.
When the Pelicans.
He's not better than
like
Anthony Davis
peak
on
Pelicans
defense either,
AD.
but
Remember, he averaging 28, the turnaround, the ISOs, the
he's
post up.
not better than AD.
Pull
on
up.
defense. He's not better than
Better go back and watch you some.
Like, remember, he
Dwight
was
Mars.
really.
I
limited.
promise I've watched more than you have. I promise a lot.
Shit.
I was like, what,
He's
year
not better than
4?
AD.
Yeah.
Check them analytics.
Well, 12. He got drafted in the 12, so
Check.
this is like
He's not better than AD.
through 7, 8. He's pretty far in his career at this point.
Dwight was still very underrated on the offensive end of the floor, though.
He was a great athlete, good scorer. Probably should have set pick and rolls more. That would have been great.
He actually did.
Yeah,
I never said he didn't do it.
Him and Jameer
Right?
used to get busy.
More like the amount he did it, double it.
Well,
That's where he was most effective.
I
Those
agree.
post ups
I
were
agree.
killing me. He couldn't pass out of double teams. I showed ZZ the series I watched like maybe 3 weeks ago against the Hawks in 2011. 6-game series. He had 3 assists. Do you want to know how many turnovers he had in that 6-game series?
11
No, go ahead. Go ahead, guess. We'll see who gets closest.
in the 6 game.
6-game series. You said 11. Okay, chill. How many turnovers?
That's what I said.
11.
Swiper.
No, I'm gonna
What year
go
is this?
further than that.
2011. This is
I'm-
MVP Dwight
Versus
Howard
who?
versus the Atlanta Hawks.
I'm gonna go further than 11.
15.
15 turnovers, 6 games. ZZ, I can't ask you
Yeah,
because
yeah,
I've
don't
already
ask.
shown you.
I don't like 11. I think it's more than that. I think,
How much?
I think it's closer to 20.
Closer to 20?
Yeah, I think it's
Okay,
closer.
so
Ron.
we'll give you 20.
I'll take 20.
Ron, how many do you think he had?
Based on the conviction in your voice,
Not be more than 21.
We'll
Man.
see. It's a 6-game series, so just remember that.
Man,
6 game
we'll
series.
see.
Mars, based on the conviction in your voice,
Y'all
I'm
don't
gonna have
know
to
that,
say
though.
like 26.
26 turnovers. Okay.
So who?
Dwight Howard had 3 assists in a 6-game series to 33 turnovers.
He didn't have no 33 turnovers.
He averaged 0.5
games.
assists and 5.5 turnovers a game. Do you
Talk
know
to
why?
me.
That's
That's
horrible.
not
Because he
possible.
couldn't pass out of a double team.
Mars, it's not
Which-
possible.
I watched it.
I don't care if you watch. I need to see that. It's not possible that that
So
happened.
right now, he
just turned
literally just like panned his phone over to me, and I
That's
saw
what's
that.
happening.
right
Wait,
now.
wait, that's the Al Horford effect. That's the Al Horford effect.
Go ahead, look through it. It's highlighted. It's great.
ZZ, what are we doing right now? I got to do it on the floor that's giving 5 turnovers to barely 1 assist.
Man.
Get him off the floor. He killing us.
Well, look.
You said it.
See?
before.
See?
that's better.
Shaq would
I'm
never. I told y'all.
Maker.
You gonna try to defend
Right.
that, Ox?
I'm not trying to defend that. That's terrible no matter what. I'm just saying that this is clearly an anomaly. That's the Al Horford effect.
Oh, yeah, Horford.
That's the
effect,
Al
Dominican
Horford
Dirt.
That's the Al Horford effect, obviously.
Al Horford been locking up Eastern Conference MVP bigs for years.
I just
Right,
used
that's why-
used that to say that.
That's
I'm
why
not
he's the first ballot Hall of Famer.
Oh, I agree.
first ballot. I mean, we're getting away
Ladies
from the-
and gentlemen,
We're getting away.
um,
Let's get back forward.
we,
Let's get back focused.
I think we've. So hold on. Let's go back around the room one time, and this will be our final count for the Orlando Magic. We have
Howard.
Chill,
Howard.
Swiper,
Shaq.
Big Ox,
Dwight.
ZZ,
Dwight.
Mars,
Shaq.
Ron, Shaq.
Mm.
So
Don't put this in the chat's hands.
I'm gonna have to run a poll. We're gonna have to do this chat, and you guys are gonna have to decipher. Well, actually, hold on, wait. We got somebody in the back. We could just ask them, right? Gifted. Shaq or Dwight?
You mean Dwight? Why are we asking for his opinion? No.
Oh, y'all really finna get us to Dwight? What?
Run a poll.
Too late. No, this is America. This is a democracy. You did it already. It's too late.
Nah, hell nah. Donald Trump took the votes back. Ron taking the votes back.
Damn.
Run a poll, man.
Jody got it.
That vote doesn't count.
Yeah, Dwight versus Shaq.
Man, this is crazy.
All right. Who's next?
Hey, Gifted, you want to vote? Vote in the chat.